Set you guys up right there. Welcome. So this is the new kind of like vibe. If I'm not running or if I'm not sitting down and like at a park or outside, I just got this Yeti microphone. Got my MacBook right here. I was going through my Pages app on my MacBook and I ran through a Bible study I did last year in May. And it's for Lamentations, and I don't know about you guys, but I love the book of Lamentations and I think it's so underrated. It's the only book, I'm not going to say it, possibly the only book in the Bible where it uses third person and a lot of personification about the fallen city of Jerusalem and Judah. And the message behind it is so beautiful. And I feel like for a Christian who falls into sin, or, well, we all fall into sin. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, like, may feel like bad because they keep going to God with their sin. They keep going to God with their sin, but they keep making the same mistake and the same sin. And I feel like this is for those types of people. And I hope this reaches the right people. This video hopefully will be under 10 minutes long, but I'm not going to dwindle with the time because it's God's timing, right? And whoever sees this, this is meant for you for a reason. So let's get to it. All right. So, um, I just did a take before, and the video was like 12 minutes long, so I'm trying to cut it down. Um, and I'm just gonna go through what my notes say, and I'm just gonna say the verses. Just follow along with me. My Bible is NIV. I'm sure you guys could look it up. You know, we have resources here. If you don't got a Bible, there's the app. But so the first verse, well, actually, the overview of what I got last year, because this is the first time I'm looking at it since last year. I just restarted the Bible all over again with my girlfriend because we started from Corinthians, finished, and now we're restarting. So this is what I got. All right. So let's move the mic right here. All right. The city fell into sin. Thus the Lord stripped all of their people and filled their enemies with the exact things they once possessed. Sinning can lead us into a tunnel that never ends. Continuously sinning and maintaining a consistent habit of betraying the Lord will ultimately lead to our own demise. So that's the little background that I got from this book. I have a conclusion as well. So I'm gonna keep going with my notes here. This is crazy. I made this last year. It's so weird looking back at it. Okay. The personification of the city being able to speak and cry out to God for help is very powerful and symbolic. Now, I don't know if you guys know this, but I just published a book and I'm an author and I love poetry. And this is why this book really reaches to me and it hits my spirit different because I read analogies, parables. The way this book is lined up is like how I write poems. So that's why it hits to me more and it makes more sense to me in that way because I speak through poetry. So again, so this is the verse. If you guys want to follow along, it's Lamentations chapter 1, verse 11 to 12. Look, Lord. Let's see. I'm going to read it from my Bible. I'm not going to look at my note. I'm going to read it from my Bible. Let's do this real quick. All right. Let's pick up the Bible here. All her people groan as they search for bread. They barter their treasures for food to keep themselves alive. Look, Lord, and consider, for I am despised. Is it nothing to you, all who pass by? Look around and see. Is any suffering like my suffering that was inflicted on me, that the Lord brought on me in that day of his fierce anger? So, this is what I wrote. This is typically how Christians going through detrimental times react when they feel like Christ isn't listening or witnessing what they're going through. They underestimate the way that our God works. If there was no suffering or no struggle, where can there be room for improvement? Growth stems from pain and damage. In order to develop in ways you never have, you have to experience things you never have that may be difficult. Understanding this sole principle alone can heal parts of your brain and give you nothing but grace because the Lord is such a merciful God. Let's touch on that. There's, I've been seeing these videos, of Theo Vaughn and a lot of these popular people that are finally coming to realize there's something missing in them. And the more that you harden your heart from the Lord, when you know and you feel the presence of the Spirit and you know that he's there and present with you, the more he's going to deny you and harden his self away from you. You know, it says that in the Bible that um when we're just supposed to be told to remain still in hardship. How are you going to keep the Lord closeted, you know? A lot of these people sell their souls and sell out for money, you know? Like I know the story is the boy who cried wolf, but I like the story of the girl who hawked tuid. That's my new favorite saying. I thought about that last night. I was like, I have to mention this in the video because the boy who cried wolf and the girl who hawked to it. I've been seeing a lot of. She's trying to come back to light and do streaming after everything that happened, and they keep using these excuses of I was just a girl, I was just a this, you know. The kind of same excuses that Logan Paul used when he filmed whatever he filmed in Japan. I don't want to get too deep into this, but I'm just saying, how long are you gonna keep making excuses? Where's the accountability? You know, like we're adults here. I feel convicted and I'm taking accountability by making this video because I sit in my bed sometimes and I just sold all of my video game stuff because I'm like, I need to hang it up and I need to start. I have my MacBook and I have a budget microphone right now and I have my iPhone on a stand and I'm preaching the gospel. That's all I need. And I'm gonna just keep posting these videos. I don't care who it reaches. I don't care if no one sees it because I know the people that do see it, it will impact them tenfold. So let's continue. I don't want to get too much off topic because this video is probably already at 5 minutes. The next verse. Follow along with me. It's 116. It says, "This is why I weep, and my eyes overflow with tears. No one is near me to comfort me, no one to restore my spirit. My children are destitute, because the enemy has prevailed." Now, sometimes, this is what I wrote. Sometimes we fall into the cycle of feeling so reliant on others to heal us that we deprive ourselves from our own self love and ignore the beauty of our soul that we continuously seek relationships or love when we haven't even focused on our own being. How can you fully love someone when you haven't even learned to love yourself? How can you feel wanted by someone else when you don't even feel wanted by your own mind and your own heart? The only person who can restore your spirit is you. Now, I said that the only person who can restore your spirit is God. Now, I think I put you because, yes, you have something to do with that as well. It's your decisions, it's your actions, and you have to remain accountable for what you're deciding to do. You're deciding to keep scrolling past these videos that are signs for you to reach the Lord. The Lord is always going to be there. He never left. He's always been there through everything you've been through. Whether you think about it or not, you just say, oh, it's pure coincidence. No, that's God. You think, oh, I'm so lucky. No, that's God. This mindset from this verse is the reason why God hasn't provided any answers to your prayers, which is why He needs you to realize this. He puts you through hardships in order for you to click in your soul that you have it all wrong. Now, you always go, poor me, why me, why me? That's blasphemy. God is the reason why you're going through it. And He's showing you through these hardships and through that feeling of why me, why me? He's right there. All you have to do is understand that every breath you take, every step you take, people can't walk, you know? You're so blessed to be able to I'm so blessed to be able to sit here right now and preach this to you. I'm so blessed to even be able to have the funds to get these things. To be where I'm at. I feel like people need to just take a step back and not worry. Tomorrow is not guaranteed. So worry about now. Stay in the present. Let's go. Lock in, you know? Um, so the next verse, I skip a little. Forgive me. It's 321. So we're going to go to 321. And this is the last one I took notes on, and then it's the conclusion. So I'm going to wrap this up. This is the Bible study for for today. Yet this I call to mind, and therefore I have hope. So it's a quick one. But the context of this, I wrote it. Although Jeremiah, the last king of Judah, went through a lot of struggles, he never doubted God's love. He was patient for the Lord, not contempt. There's a big difference in that. I'll touch on that. And thus he received. The Lord is good to those who have faith and hope in him no matter what circumstances or tribulations he may put forth. The Lord, a loving God, though he is also vengeful, time and time again, throughout many books and different time periods in the Bible, locations and specific points of interests have been demolished and completely erased due to falling into sin. On that note, I love that I wrote that because sometimes it slips our mind. We have to fear God just as much as we love him. And I read this book in high school. It's about Machiavelli. I don't know if you guys know that. If you're a history nerd, you would. Machiavelli, he was a leader. I'm pretty sure he was a prince, if I'm not mistaken. I haven't touched on this in a while, but I remember his main concept in his book was, is it better to be feared or is it better to be loved as a leader? And in the end of the book, I'm pretty sure it said being feared. Because when you hate, love, and fear all tie into one another. You can hate me and you can love me. And the people that love me are still going to support me and watch this video, but the people that hate me would still sit there and watch this video just because that's how much hate they have for me, and they're going to try to find something that I say to pin on me. So with that in mind, just as the Lord's always with you and just as the enemy's always going to be in your head, the enemy's not in your head because the Lord won. Jesus was victorious. He conquered death. He conquered sin. So why do you still have this negative mindset that's clouding your brain? He's right there. He's knocking on the door. He never left. I just made a video yesterday about that. About like kind of like not my testimony, but a little just touching up. It's my first YouTube video back, and it was meaningful to me. But the conclusion. So the Lord, though he may not feel, the Lord, though we may not feel like he is there, he's always present. Oh, this is what I was just talking about. Though the Lord may seem miles away from our soul, he's knocking on the door, waiting for you to make the right choice. Expecting the Lord to answer you or answer your prayers is selfish and disrespectful. There is no time limit on when your prayers get answered or dealt with. It's in God's time. The righteous timing, if prayers were answered and had a specific time limit, wouldn't that ruin the lesson being taught? How would there be any accountability or forgiveness? How would you understand the consequences for your actions, good or bad? The Lord has the pen. He's in control of your story, of our story. He's the author. You're just the ink. We're the ink. And your story is being written by the Lord daily. Thus, have faith and continue to pray in silence, for the Lord is always unconditionally with you. Amen to that. I can't believe I wrote this a year ago. You know, it says a lot about me too, and where I was at in my faith. That was a few months before I got into my car accident. And let me put the Bible down. Once I got in my car accident, that's kind of when I started taking what I'm doing now more seriously and understanding God is with me all the time in every situation, good and bad. When I fall, because I'm not perfect either. I'm not perfect just because I have a MacBook and my phone and a microphone and the Bible with me doesn't make me perfect. Just because my Bible looks pretty and I have tabs in it doesn't make me perfect. I want to get to know the Lord as a friend. I want to consider Jesus a friend. I want to consider the apostles brothers. I want to know them inside and out. I want to know why they wrote, what made them wrote, what made them seek the Lord. You know, I want to dig into that. As you should too.